It's been a long year. We finally found a way to get to this point in time. It's been a wild journey, and we've had lots of family and friends and community behind us, and it's pretty amazing to see what has transpired over the last bunch of years. And then we hit pandemic, and it all kind of changed from that point on. So it's been awesome. It's been an adventure. It's been everything we hoped and dreamed of, and more. We've gone from being this small little brewery to welcoming everyone in the community, outside the community from London, Amherstburg, Toronto, and beyond. And it's pretty amazing to see these people come in and hear about us, want to drink our beer. They're wearing our apparel around town, which is kind of cool too. And we've built a brand from, I guess you could say, the ground up.
Well, here we are in the Red Barn. It's hard to believe it's been just a few, 4 years ago. We were over in the basement there, just brewing on the little Sapco setup, just working on our recipes that one day we brewing on the big system.
The whole construction aspect, I feel like, we were all focused on how to build a brewery, and then it kind of went into, how do we actually run this thing? So it's been a huge learning curve, but we've met so many amazing people, and I feel like we don't get out much now because we're stuck here, but the amount of people that we see sometimes on a weekly basis, it's just great. You get to know these people, you gain new friends, and then old friends that you haven't seen in a while. It's just great that they're coming here as this spot that we created and enjoying themselves. It's just, it's kind of surreal.
I never imagined we'd be producing this much beer this quickly too. I thought we were originally talking about just having, I think it was 6 or 8 beers on tap now. And now we've already got 10-row tap. We just installed our second already. So yeah, it's moving quicker than we planned. We just had the core 4, the Home Farm, Last Pass, Harwich Moon, and the Sharecropper. But didn't expect to be doing a new sour every month and doing a different IPA all the time. So no, it's nice and exciting doing it that way, and we're able to use local ingredients too. Getting fruit from Manatee Farms. Hear my mom in the background. She just finished up juicing some nectarines for us. So no, Chatham, Kent is a great place to be brewing beer.
Yeah, we get a lot of people asking us what Build the Barn is, and it's a neat program that we started, kind of a Kickstarter before we opened, and it helped us get to day one. We always want to be a community hub, where someone can bring their family and have a fun experience. And yeah, so the neat part is we have 50 families that basically joined our team, and they're lifelong members that get to be involved in a lot of things we do around the barn here.
But without their support, we wouldn't be able to pull this off.
The other day, someone said to us that they think we're like a CK landmark, which it kind of made us feel proud to what we're doing here and what people think of our project.
Yeah, just regarding the construction aspect of the barn, just the amount of wood that went into it. It's nice to see someone who's their first reaction when they come into the barn.
So it's pretty crazy to think that we started on a piece of dirt all these years back. You would drive by this soybean field and you'd never know that it's just the soybean field, and now we've had our families come together and build from the ground up. We've had local contractors and local suppliers, and that have all made this as one project together. And I think the funniest thing was we were on our hands and knees putting the floor in as a family, the in-floor heating, and it's raining, our hands are bleeding, knuckles are sore, and I turned to Sandy and I'm like, what the fuck are we doing? We have no cash flow. We're looking at rain coming down on us, and it was just one of those experiences I'll always remember, that we made it here somehow. It's good? No. Cheers me up. It actually does. Awesome.
So Dave Broadbent did the shell, and then we tried to do the majority of the inside ourselves. So My dad was a massive part in that. There's no way we would have even, I don't know, his expertise was incredible, and I loved working with him. And same with my mom, like she we called her the painter. She paints anything that's needed here. Yeah, my family's been really supportive, and there's no way we could have done this without them.
So yeah, without you guys, we wouldn't be here. So we need to thank everyone that has helped us in this project, whether it's our family, our friends, our staff, our vendors, our suppliers, our contractors, everyone we deal with in CK here. It's been a blast, and you know what? We have a long way to go. We just got started, so let's have a beer and keep it rolling. Welcome to the grand opening.
All right, it's old hat now. Denny from Red Barn Brewing is on the podcast. Denny, this is your 9th appearance. What are we at now for appearances on the pod?
Well, we're in season, 10 now?
Season 6?
Six.
Yeah, you've made an appearance on every season so far. I think you're our most reoccurring guest.
I would say that the smile on Denny's face is the biggest we've seen in all of the appearances. That's awesome. It's been a while coming, and we're glad we're here for it.
Thanks for coming, guys. It's pretty crazy outside. It's kind of unbelievable.
Did you ever think this would happen? Like we talked to you. We talked to you on our second ever episode of the podcast, and you were saying, "Yeah, we're hoping to get things running. A pandemic hits." We talked to you during that. But here we are, the grand opening. We've got lots of people here. You got a band outside. You can hear the people in the background. This is fun.
Yeah, I think we now have the world record for the longest soft opening ever. So we finally, got to have our grand opening, and it's something that I've looked forward to since the day we had this concept. So it's pretty surreal today.
It's really nice to see the community supporting, obviously, this event. We were short a pair of headphones. People came together to help us out, and we kind of see that this is kind of how this community works around here. Can you talk to us a little bit about how this event kind of came together and came to be?
Yeah, there's a lot of notable people that I could say, but it basically started out, we always wanted to have this day, and I'll give a shout out to JP Huggins, actually Citizen of the Year last year in CK, and he just loves hosting these type of events, so he wanted to do a farm festival. So he comes out with a meeting and says what he wants to do, and I said, hey JP, let's just do the grand opening at the same time, and we'll just make it work. So this plan of what you see outside is actually in the last 4 weeks that we put this together. So it's been pretty incredible. Our team, I can give a shout out to all our team for making this work today. It's pretty busy out there, but we have a pretty streamlined process of how to, right now we have to be careful with COVID and all that stuff. So
this is pretty wild. We talk about an event like this. Like this is big. So a lot of our viewers and listeners are from the Chatham-Kent area. They know Red Barn. They know where it is. But we do have viewers and listeners from across Ontario who just like beer, like checking out breweries. If you've never been to Blenheim, even if there wasn't a brewery here, Blenheim is a really cool little spot. You're close to the water as well. But now we've got a brewery, and we are seeing faces come from all over Ontario, making it a point to visit Chatham-Kent and Red Barn specifically.
Yeah, so a lot of our guests are obviously from around the area, but we find notable pockets like Amherstburg, Kingsville, Windsor, and now London. But now I guess our name's getting out there, so we're actually seeing a lot more people from Toronto and area, which is pretty cool too, because there's a lot of great breweries in Toronto, and that's we're kind of our names getting thrown around there too.
For you having your grand opening here and showcasing everything that you've got, you also brought in local breweries. Can you tell us why you would do something like that? Yeah. It seems kind of strange maybe to some people showing up here and being like, they're serving other people's beer too. Why would you do something like that in your own grand opening, guys?
We all do the same thing. We're all trying to create great beer. We love the community. We support the community, and we give back. So I wanted to have my friends that do the same thing that we do at our grand opening. So, what better way to launch our grand opening by having, the pioneers who've started craft beer in this area here. So it's incredible to see all of our tents together, and maybe it'll help people to understand that, we aren't really competitors. We're working together, and, we share ingredients. Sometimes if we're short on chemical, we'll borrow from each other. And it's pretty cool to have them here.
That's crazy because you'll never see Coke and Pepsi set up side by side. They just won't do that. But that craft beer industry, which we have talked about, is big on it. You're all in the same run. You're all challenged trying to get that tap in the bar somewhere, but when it comes down to it, you're all doing the same thing.
Yeah, no, it's like a unwritten code that, we're not taking each other off the taps. That's not what we do. Like, if there's a tap available that we can take the big guy off, do that.
Yeah, for sure. This is awesome.
This is awesome. Again, I'm so glad to see the smile on Denny's face here today, because it means we're getting into a brewery probably the way you guys envisioned it. Maybe a little bit different. You guys have had more pivots than the Toronto Raptors do in a game, which is awesome. So keep it up, Denny. We're excited to be here. We're going to check some stuff out here. Thanks for having us, for sure. And again, we look to do some more fun things out here.
I appreciate what you guys are doing, and you pump us every time you can. So thank you for having us on the show 9 times, and hopefully we'll keep it going and we'll do some fun things in the future too.
Number 10 coming up soon. Thanks, Denny.
Yeah,
Thanks, Denny.
Cheers, guys.
Pretty cool to have this guy on the podcast. Those in chat can't know his face. It is JP Huggins, the man, the myth, the legend. JP is here. What's going on, JP?
Oh, just hanging out at this Red Barn's grand opening and Farm Fest today. Beautiful, awesome day.
We were talking to Denny. We were talking about Blenheim. If you've never been to Blenheim, Blenheim's a pretty cool place. People from all over Ontario and the world, JP, watch this podcast. So we were trying to promote Blenheim.
Well, that's what I said. So I was saying to somebody before, I've never been on a podcast before, and now I'm like, this is setting the bar high. I mean,
you've definitely peaked in podcasting here when you jump on with us.
That's the thing. So, when Joe Rogan calls next week or something, I'll forget it.
You're busy.
I've already been there. I've been there.
Been to the top. JP, for those that are watching that don't know JP, he was Chatham-Kent's Citizen of the Year. This guy just gets involved in everything. You're the guy kind of behind the idea of Farm Fest. So they're going to have a grand opening, and you were like, hey, let's do a Farm Fest. Well,
it actually worked out the opposite of that way. So normally I help organize Cherry Fest, and we were going to do something downtown Blenheim, and just logistics and stuff didn't work out there. So I had reached out to Denny, and I said, hey, you guys got a nice property out here, new business. How about we do a vendor sale outside there? And so we were walking around talking about the thing, enjoying a Cherry Orchard beer from here. And he said, hey, we've never done our grand opening. Why don't we roll them together? And that's kind of where the whole idea came from. And that was only about 5 weeks ago. So this has come together real fast, and it's just it's amazing out there today.
This is going to be a regular thing.
Now we started something awesome there.
Yeah, we've already looked at, there's a clover field on the west side and on the south side, and we can expand here. And we'll be having see if we can book ACDC or something for next year. We'll see. We'll see what's happening.
For Blenheim not to be able to have an event like Cherry Fest, but still in the fall kind of pick up something like that, what's that mean to the community to be able to start to get together and celebrate each other, but also to have all these awesome vendors out here? What do you think that means to the community, JP?
It's huge for people, right? Like that. One of my favorite things about Cherry Fest is that, I see people that I only ever see at Cherry Fest. Like it's once a year. People bring their families out, stuff like that. I tell people, and people think I'm joking around, but when I used to date my wife, we've been married 22 years. When I used to date her, before that, we used to go up with her family to Cherry Fest and stuff, right? So you see all that kind of stuff, and to have this out here now. So not only is it helping these vendors and these local businesses that have got booths set up today, but it's just such a great morale after obviously the last 18 months or so and stuff like that, to have people out here, and we're outside and spaced out, so people have their masks off and you can see their smiling faces, and it's just a huge thing, I think. Not even if we're not talking even fiscally for the vendors here, but I mean for morale for our community and stuff. Right, we had Mayor Darren Caniff out here earlier cutting the ribbon, and we've got some local live singers and stuff. And it's just so great to see people smiling and laughing.
It is. It's great to see the smiles out there. We said we've never seen Denny smile as big as we did today, and there's lots of smiles out there. That's awesome stuff.
For sure.
This guy here, so not only is this guy not only the Citizen of the Year, if you ever get to Blenheim, if you're far away and get to Blenheim, JP is the guy you want to see, the big around, show you around there, that. This guy is also a past Canadian cherry pit spit champion, right?
That's right. I could spit like no one else. Well, maybe like a couple other people that have beat me out in the last few years, but
That's
Yeah.
great. That's
Yeah.
this. We've had a couple big names here in the podcast lately. Let's add to it the Will Travis Burper, who was on last week. So we had him last week. This week we got the Citizen of the Year and the Canadian Pit Spinning Champion, past champion.
Past champ. Yeah.
JP, thanks, buddy.
No worries. Thank you guys so much for having us. Have an awesome day, guys.
Mayor Darren Kenna, municipality of Chatham-Kent. This is a big day not only for Red Barn Brewing Company, but a business like this is big for community like CK.
It is absolutely huge for Chatham-Kent. This is our third brewery opening up, and it's already a major tourist attraction. We talked about it's less than a year, and it's a landmark. When you go by, people recognize this building already, and it shows today the big event that's going on. The thousands of people are going to be out here today celebrating in a family environment. It is absolutely essential for the wonderful growth that we're experiencing here in Chatham-Kent.
How awesome is it to see all of these people being able to come out here in a safe way outdoors? But how awesome is it to see these events starting to pop up here in the municipality?
It is fabulous. Like I was, when you go out there, people for 18 months have been locked up, and we haven't been able to go out and see live music or to get out and see people. We're getting all the above here. We got families coming out, vendors, food, beer. We've got it all happening here, and people, there's smiles right across. It's a beautiful day, and we want more of these. I think we should just pass on winter and just keep days like this.
The 3 Beer Pod, Darren, we talk about Ontario craft beer. We talk to breweries from north, south, all over Ontario. And there's not really any place you can go anymore in Ontario that doesn't have a brewery. This is its own little tourism driver now for communities, isn't it?
It is, and that's why it's really interesting that we've got Bayside and Sons of Kent out here. You say at the top, they're competition. Well, no, they are in a way, but they're very complementary because people will come to the area to say, oh, there's 3 breweries. Let's come and maybe come for the weekend and check it out. And there's lots of beer drinkers around to go to for all 3. So I'm excited that this is part of Chatham-Kent.
Cameron, anything else?
No, I think that's awesome. Again, thanks for jumping on board. Enjoy this place. We're loving it. We're upstairs here in the brewery, and it couldn't look any more awesome. So we hope
you
to
got
see you
your
around these events and get more people out doing awesome stuff in this valley. So thanks.
Well, it's
Darren.
great that the 2 of you have a private office up here, and I heard it's all the beer you can drink.
Well, we'll find out from Denny here shortly if that's a true story. I hope it is.
I'm putting him on the spot now. I wonder if he's listening though with this free beer for life. We don't want to go for today. Free beer for life. As he's looking, he's cringing now.
Love it. I appreciate you wearing our colors too, Darren. Awesome.
Yes, there for you. All right. Have a great day, everybody.